come back already. We had several contacts before this, but it's only now that... when did you really come down? When did you finally...
few days ago, sir, when Governor contacted me.
Is that so?
Exactly.
Where is the other commander? Commander Aguila?
Commander Aguila is there, sir.
Here? Now?
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to... And Commander...
That's Commander Fatah.
How are you? Just stay put there and...
Commander Fatah, sir.
How are you? I'm glad to meet you.
Si Magtanggol.
Yeah, here he is. They all came down together? You all came down together? Good. You brought in how many men?
45 of them came down, sir.
I see. Okay, you want to introduce them formally so that they can... Okay, sit down.
Ikaw na. Sir will introduce the Lanao Naughty Group.
Yes.
Your Excellency, President Marcos, gentlemen, good evening. Sir, I would like to introduce and present to you some top commanders of the Lanao Norte Revolutionary Command of the Missouri faction who have been recently enlightened and have decided to come down and return to the folds of the law and join and serve the new republic. First is Pendibasing Makadag, alias Robert Aguila, the commander of Zone 3 of the Lanao Norte Command. He will also present to you, sir, his personal rifle as a token of his returning to the folds of the law. Jiwan, Jiwan niya, Jiwan. Jiwan. He also has with him the members of his staff, Commander Junaid Padilla, alias Titiban. Commander Muscala Ampaso, alias Mus. Commander John Lagusak, alias Lagusak. And Commander Naga Gumpal, alias Kamid. His field commanders are the following: Commander Pangalian Dimar, alias Alexander. Commander Amaril Rumaraban, alias Magidala.
Glad to meet you.
Commander Makapental Amaril, alias Makapi. Commander Reni Ahmad. And Commander Sirad Pamagayaw. The other commanders, sir, are the following: Commander Abalos Makundara, alias Al-King Fatak. He is known as the Provincial Field Marshal of the command. He has with him Said Butcha, alias Commander Jumalil. Sir, he is the operations officer of Commander James Band. Other commanders are Batalo Ambog, alias Commander Dante Barona, the municipal commander of Munay, Lanao del Norte. We also have Subair Jalongan, alias Commander Lawing, the District Commander of Baloy, Lanao del Norte. And also we have Tarapas Anguila, alias Commander Tarapas, the commander based in Bacolod, Lanao del Norte. Sir, the principal negotiators for this group are Regional Assemblyman Mas Umpa.
Very good. Congratulations.
Also, Mr. Danny Alinog of the Ministry of Agrarian Reform based in Lanao del Norte.
Congratulations. Very well done.
Sir, those are the commanders from Lanao del Norte. I will be followed by Colonel Browner, who will introduce those from Lanao del Sur.
Very good.
Your Excellency, sir, may I present to you the revolutionaries from the province of Lanao Sur. We have Tahir Ali, Commander Samer, the acting chairman or vice chairman for military affairs of Lanao Sur Revolutionary Committee. Together with him is his wife.
Very good.
We would like to present a weapon, the modified carbine. Ali, you present this.
This is locally made.
It's a carbine with an M20 rocket launcher.
Is that so? It looks.
Made by Bangsamoro Army.
Which one? The attachment or?
Yes, sir, the attachment during transit.
That's well done, huh? Probably we can make a business out of it. Thank you.
The next commander is Munakiram Batabor, alias Commander Magtanggol, Zone Commander of Zone 4, Lanao Norte Revolutionary Committee.
Very happy indeed to be able to welcome you.
Next is Amir Rascal, Commander Ador Papas, the Deputy Zone Commander of Zone 4, Lanao Norte Revolutionary Committee. We would like also to present to you an AK-47.
Looks good and worn out. Thank you.
Next is Maguluan Bantak, Commander Ulu, designated Zone Commander of the newly organized Zone 7 of Lanao Sur Revolutionary Command.
Welcome.
We have Odindang Pakumal, Commander Watari, District Commander of Zone 4, Lanao Sur Revolutionary Committee. We have Tambas Pandapatan, Commander Sayana, Field Commander, Lanao Sur Expeditionary Force. We have Linug Bulua, Commander Joker, Field Commander, Lanao Norte Revolutionary Committee. We have Manso Cotawato, Commander Jovi, Field Commander of Zone 2, Lanao Norte Revolutionary Committee. We have also other commanders here. Kandik Kayamula, one of the top 90 MNLF foreign trained leaders, training director of the Moro Class Revolutionary Command. We have Buhisan Tahir, Commander Nevada, District Commander of District 1 of Division 1 under Zone 3. We have Kabasaran Sarip, Commander Busar, Field Commander of Lanao Expeditionary Force, Lanao Sur Revolutionary Command. And lastly, we have Ali Mamungkara, Commander Tiger, Intelligence Officer of the Black Commando, Lanao Sur Revolutionary Committee. Together with this group, these leaders represent 183 rebel returnees, together with a total of 134 firearms. Negotiators for this were, of course, through our governor, and we had the Chancellor Tamano, Director Buluto, we have Eunice Macapato. We also had Colonel Goria of the Balderrama Logging, Mayor Dalaga Langit of Lumba Bayabao, Mayor Inurak Lantud of Pantaw Ragat, these are the group rebel returnees from Lanao Sur.
Second place in the bar examination and 10th place in the.
Whom do you want to speak? Let's listen to whoever wants to speak. You want to speak, Commander Tairali? And also later on, Commander Aguilar, who wants to speak.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. His Excellency President Ferdinand E. Marcos, General Castro, General Loga, future General Munoz, Governor, I'm sorry, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Fabian Vier, Minister Espaldon, Al-Haj, Brigadier General Magno, and future General Browner, friends, ladies and gentlemen, in expressing the message of my presence here, Mr. President, I would like to begin by stressing first of all the notion that is commonly expressed about us by most of our people, particularly in respect to understanding our position in the revolutionary movement. Carried by the century-old patterns of social stereotyping brought about by the strong hands of the Spanish colonial regime, a large section of our people believe that when a Muslim fights the government, he is often misunderstood as fighting it with nothing more new in his objective than the mere exercise of his vicious characteristic as a moral pirate and brigand. Our people must to spare him the qualities of true Muslim, that is, the person who has the moral sense of living and who submits himself to the will or laws of God. The 5 million Muslim Filipinos in the southern Philippines, by historical fact, are lovers of peace and justice. They believe that their history is one that is moving toward the promotion and attainment of worldly peace and spiritual happiness. Mr. President, sadly, this is the portion of the Muslim revolutionary philosophy that has been misunderstood by the previous national leadership. Only the compassion of Your Excellency's leadership and sincerity should in your multi-pronged approach to development have come to reverse this trend, which could have been the continuing tradition of negligence of the Philippine government toward its Muslim citizenry. Just like you, Mr. President, I believe that a Muslim is a good unit of the Philippine citizenry. Not even the condition of the society which do not favor the development of his moral and intellectual character would make him bad, or as the saying goes, a good Muslim is a dead Muslim. If ever he revolt against the government, it is basically because he wants justice to rule in this society, or that he wants to assume his constitutional right to stand and fiscalize for his general welfare. As you will note, Mr. President, that this is not a bad aspect of human character, but a positive response to make the government straighten its once forsaken responsibilities over its subject. When the government continues to deny the people its inherent duties to develop, a revolution of our sort became the ultimate desire at stake. We are happy to note that under your Excellency's stewardship, the condition which seeks to sustain our existence as a revolutionary force of the Moro National Liberation Front have been properly answered. We believe that time has come for us to welcome peaceful reform with strong optimism and faith in your Excellency. As a good Muslim who stand by the tangible manifestation of your Excellency's policies of reconciliation and accommodation, we have our moral duty to support your Excellency's administration and development project. Thus, your Excellency, we came here to lay down our arms, to pledge our support before you, and to share with you in the administration of the civil responsibilities of our government. In the pursuit of reforms in the Muslim communities. On our part, and in my capacity as the chairman of the Lanao Revolutionary Command, I wish to convey our thanks to Almighty Allah for giving us your Excellency and the First Lady, Madam Imelda Romualdez Marcos. For without your humanitarian conviction and love, the welfare of the Muslim Filipino in the southern Philippines would not have been recognized and realized. Various outstanding leaders in the civil and military profession have crossed many trying moments in their desire to translate and make known what the message of His Excellency President Ferdinand E. Marcos policy toward the Muslim area. Convinced by the sincerity of their hearts, I want to thank the Honorable Governor Muhammad Ali Dimaporo of Lanao del Sur, Brigadier General Emilio Loga Jr., Colonel Felix Browner, Colonel Monius, Major Juanitas, and Captain Domdom, Captain Magabero, and also Chancellor Salipada Tamano, and Director Boloto, Dato Yunus Makapato, Dato Abdul Maron Salik, and Deling Dimaporo. And finally, thanks to Almighty Allah for giving us the light and reason to see justly your Excellency's program. I thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
I am giving you the message of peace, which is the universal message.
Magudas ako sa pakadidarpa ang kaya Pangulo sa Pilipinas si Presidente Marcos na lumalagaday sa giyang kaya mga general aki pakadidarpa ibarati General Castro, General Luga, si General Munoz, lang kapukiran na giyang mga padiran ng mga military na kagiyang makamasa pa na giyang kasi Gobernador Quebranza na sampur na sa giyang kanan na loksami Gobernador sa Lanao del Sur na gugiyang ko to isa pagariami Muslim haji na ipinabiyagar ka na suka kaya gudalaku.
With the permission of His Excellency President Ferdinand A. Marcos and other leading officials and military officers of his administration, such as General Rear, Minister Espaldon, General Luga, General Castro, Colonel Munoz, General Magno, Colonel Browner, Governor Quebranza, and most of all, our dear great leader and parent Governor Muhammad Ali Dimaporo of Lanao del Sur.
Ayam apa teru akan sa kiasungan sang Malacañang na sabab o kaya pa ka prebida ka na, kaya pa ka sopa kami sa eko-gobyerno ng Pilipinas a pag-uluan ni Presidente Marcos na ayap mini prebida mi ayap mini kontra ami ko gobyerno na sabab o kagpakili ami at kapagkida o mga lupa ami kapagpunutong ako mga walay ami gusto mga maskita mi gusto mga madrasa taro sa pagpumunong kami nagyutoy sabab kaya pa ka prebida mi.
I would like to explain that among the reasons that led us to join the MNLF forces are the following. That we saw that the government in previous years could not help us, for instance, in the killing of innocent civilians, the burning of our mosques and homes, the taking away of our ancestral lands, as well as in our inability to obtain jobs to make us live.
Nagkagiya iman to at sudah kami siya pa nakapakataling na miyaw serakan ko kaya negositarakan nagyang ko to si asimbulan masarang umpa isa na naman na naguntaman ko kapagkabagra ko di ikang gobyerno isang Pilipinas na lalambu nagyang karedyun tulab na miyaw siya inirakan at kanao ba benar. So karata o kang gobyerno sa Pilipinas ka iman to na piyakat piulin agyang ka si Presidente Marcos so kapagumpiya niyan kung mga Muslim ka eroroyo diyan kung mga Christian na yun tumambu kaya pa kaparatiyami sa kumiyasoy kami rekano kung di iniyo kang gobyerno ka o bakalo-kalo na adin kagaya ka man to na miyugo pa mi kung kapagpagin ng tao mga Muslim na langkap ko langulang na tao sa giyang ka Pilipinas sa ayaw mapipikira ka nun na madaso kagaya ka man to na samok sa giyang ka Pilipinas o pa mau bunikida.
However, very recently, massive campaigns by various officials and military officers to convince us about the sincerity of the government to help the cause of the Muslims. We have been convinced to return to the fold of the law, and we have been convinced particularly by Assemblyman Masaranga Umpa of Lanao del Norte that it was not the government's desire not to help the Muslims in those previous years, but it was because the government was faced with a very severe crisis that necessitated the declaration of martial law in order to save our republic as well as our nation. However, as soon as the President, His Excellency Ferdinand E. Marcos, was able to stabilize the situation and put the government into a strong foundation again, then his government was again able to solve the problems, and foremost of them were the problems of the Muslims, and therefore the very reasons that made us join the rebellion are no longer existing now.
Gukagiyam yan nagakan si Saradyo ko kipaganaos nun agyang ka na naloksakan si Muhammad Ali Dimaporo ang gobernador sa Lanao del Sur kasuin niyo so gobyerno niyo kamataan at sakano na karibat kano Amerika di niyo o kasuyan so gobyerno niyo na malagit so kipagkampin yan na personal na gusto kapagaw kita niya sa radio station na isa man buka miya minimbita na nagyang ko to mayor sa Madamba at si Dato Ginar Mindelano Gugiyang ko to mayor sa Magsaysay, si Makasama at Umar. Giyang ko to mayor sa Salvador, si Malamit Umpa. Giyang ko to mayor sa Sapad, si Sarangani. Nagyutoy sabab. So kaya tayo nagyang kalangwan na loksakan mga dato na isinubagyan ko to pa puso akan na. Miya kaparate sa Ostuaso, di kang gobyerno sa Pilipinas na isinubamya katiulin sa malagid-agid. So, maranaw aguso Christian.
In the many months that lead us to the decision to return to the fold of the law, we have been listening to the massive campaigns of our beloved Governor and Parent Muhammad Ali Dimaporo of Lanao del Sur, who have initiated this information campaign not only through the radio but also through personal talks and discussions with various leaders of the revolutionary forces, that it is useless to continue to resist the government because the government is interested to help us, and that the various and massive programs of the government to help the Muslims are now succeeding, and in fact many of our Muslim brothers are already benefiting from the fruits of these programs. And also because I have talked to some other leaders and relatives of mine, among others Mayor Ginar Mindalano of Lanao del Sur, Mayor Makasamat Omar of Magsaysay, Lanao del Norte, Mayor Malamit Umpa of Salvador, Lanao del Norte, and Mayor Colonel Sarangani of Sapat, Lanao del Norte, as well as the positive encouragement of Governor Arsenio Quebranza of Lanao del Norte and Assemblyman Abdullah Dimaporo of Lanao del Norte. We have decided that all the people that we trust are unanimous in their request that we return to the fold of the law. Therefore, we decided that we shall return to the fold of the law, Your Excellency.
So kaya kasi ako ko gobyerno na piyaki ilang kira na tito ka ini paladakan sa giyang ka mga sa kay Colonel Munoz agyang ko to sinapakan sobra so nampolo genuine na taman sa giyang ka mga watakan na kaya seksyan yan ini pagi kala sa mi agyang ko to kapag itabang ami ko gobyerno na kagi iman to na minipadadamir kano agyang ko to mga persami na kambubebe ang kami niyo mga dato sa giyang kaya Pilipinas o pagkakasya kami niyo ko gobyerno wanta kadi ka iman to na sa kanyo makapupar sa giyang ka Pilipinas na upa mo ba kami niyo tupengi siya ko katubangi kami ko gobyerno na kapakaya tapangan kami niyo kakagiyat sa kami na di kami panatanto o di ami tanto katawan nagyang kutuwa kang gobyerno sa kagi si kami miyati sa kalasan.
As a proof of our sincerity, we have laid down our arms, 66 of them, and we have turned over these things to Colonel Munoz, and I have just given symbolically my own personal arm to the President, His Excellency Ferdinand E. Marcos, and now we are under your care, and we are convinced that you will take care of us.
Mga loksamiya, mga dato, na upa mo ba kami niyo pagkakasya ko gobyerno na request na kan sa kadato presidente ki-approve adagyang kutuwa si Colonel Munoz complete amnesty so lang wana tawmi kagiya kamano to na makipugupar kano nago giyang kutwa ingdami at taman sa dapan marevolusyon na pagkreate namin agi municipality at Taguranao na request namin sa kadato presidente sa Pilipinas may bigay na kami kagi sa mga lupa amin na pangmiyang ada na giyuto isa kagiya kamano to na pangni nami agiyang kana na mga kawali ami sa Lanao Norte piyang mga Kristiyan piyang ituloyran isa ko revolusyon na pagani nami sa kadato presidente na may kasyura kami ka ang kayo mo makaparatea naguan makaparatea so dapat na kayo kamano to na makumbis ka daniyang panaparatea giyang kaalangon na dato kumbins kiran na ame kami iliran at sa kami na inibigay niyo kami alangon na dato ame so kayo kamano to nakabay ami na masikan apaka ayon si Rambo sa langon siya makayon sa gugupan langon so kang gobyerno sa Pilipinas.
In order to make us fruitful citizens again of the Republic, we have a few requests for His Excellency Ferdinand E. Marcos. Among these are the following: the grant of amnesty to me and all my followers, as well as the creation of the municipality of Taguranao, our very own place, a request which we had filed even before the start of the conflict between the Christians and the Muslims.
Pagkata sa dia kan siya katero, na dia kan nama pendilengan sodang wana panginakan sa presidente, katungan niya pagkata sa oras, na isa request na kan sa kadato presidente, na giyang kuto akikapipir sa mga tao kan, na panginakan, ma-request akan, kaan, uba akan mitilo, na giyang kuto mapirsoron si isang Manila, ka anak ko kabarat ya sa giyang kuto mangingitino, ame ka, may lera na miyawitakan sa mga perso, ibarat giyang kuto si sumira makabalang, giyang kuto si Hussein Mama, giyang kuto si Osudan Sampurna, ama perso saya, giyang kuto si Pangalanan, si ima perso sa Lanao Norte, giyang kuto si Momol, katay sa mga pangarinan, nakagiya na ito na pala ang siya militilon, ka Arapilan, nagusingan niniran sa an makaugup sila ng kodikang gobyerno sa Pilipinas. Sa dia kan dilengan na kami susurat si isto kagi kawan na tuna. Lang wana singan nina kan na ipulada kang busap ato mga na presidente.
I would not like to state in detail all the requests that I would like to make with our beloved president. I will only summarize one thing, and that is for him to kindly release to me some of my followers who are now under the custody of the law, so that this can serve as an example for my followers who are still about to return to the fold of the law to believe the sincerity of the president. I am convinced that these people, if convinced, will again join me in returning to the fold of the law. The rest of my other demands, or rather requests, are there, and I will give them to the president.
Are you through, Commander Aguila?
Nakapasad ka ako.
Nakapasad ako.
Oh.
Di ka
Siya gini din ang pagamong sudat ko. Ang mga presidente yan.
Mga presidente na. Tapos na.
Your Excellency, Governor President Ferdinand E. Marcos, General Fabian Bir, General Magnum, General Castro, General Lugang, Colonel Munoz, Colonel Brownier, Governor Ali Dimaporo, Governor Arsenio Quibranza, and Prince. For almost 20 years, I and my men have sacrificed in the jungle of Mindanao Sustain, only by our belief in the ideal of the Moron National Liberation Front. Now, I and my men have finally decided to go down the jungle and rejoin the fold of the law. For I firmly and sincerely believe that we are fighting for can be achieved in the new society under the able leadership of Your Excellency and the First Lady. For while our leader and our fight for this ideal are battling it out for leadership in foreign land and enjoying the comfort of the hospitality of sympathetic countries. We are left fight the battle in Mindanao. They are using our exploits to bolster their image abroad and possibly have often personal benefits for themselves and their families. I thank God Almighty for the guidance that He has given me through Governor Dimaporo and his radio pronouncement about the effort of Your Excellency and the First Lady in improving the economy, religious and social well-being of the Muslim of the country, which after all is what we are fighting for. Many attempts has been made by other leaders to make me join the fold of the law. But I have voluntarily asked Governor Dimaporo to arrange for my surrender because I sincerely believe in his leadership. For while other leaders work for our people only when they are in power, Governor Dimaporo work for our people whether he is in power or not, as manifested by his effort in helping His Excellency even before he has become governor. I thank God Almighty also for making me see the true light. Vilification campaigns are being waged that the President is not attending to the problem of the Muslims. Contrary to this, I found out that the President and the First Lady are exerting sincere effort in attending to the problem of Muslim Mindanao. Hopefully, with Your Excellency at the helm of our government and with the support of our compassionate and benevolent First Lady, the Muslims of the South will eventually in the near future peaks at far with our Christian brothers economically and in other aspects of life. Your Excellencies and the First Lady's effort I and my men pledge our loyal, sincere, and unswerving support. For I believe that we can live in peace if we can achieve equality. We place ourselves at your disposal, ready to serve even to the extent of giving our lives to your noble effort of achieving lasting peace for not only Mindanao but entire country. In closing, I am extending my heartfelt appreciation to Governor Dimaporo, General Luga, General Magno, Governor Arsenio Quibranza, General Castro, and to my Colonel Munoz, Colonel Browner, and to my best brother, Mr. Danny Alinog of Agrarian Reform, for the assistance that they give in coordinating and facilitating our return to the fold of the law. I thank you.
Well, first of all, let me greet each and every one of you and welcome you to the hall of brotherhood and unity within the palace of the people as my brothers and comrades. As you come with trust, I treat you with trust. And to you and to all your men, to all your commanders, and to all the men under you, to as of today, I grant complete and absolute amnesty in order that you may be able to move around. I direct an order that the armed forces of the Philippines, through the proper authorities in the civilian government, will now prepare all your papers of amnesty so that each and every individual will carry an amnesty paper which will be your pass and your identification in any problem that you may have. Next, I have taken time out from my busy schedule to meet with you because I know how difficult a decision you have made. Alam kong kayo ay nag-isip ng malalim bago kayo pumunta rito at bumalik na tumulong sa ating pamahalaan. Alam kong marami ang inyong mga pinagdaanan na kahirapan, pagpupunyagi sa ngalan ng inyong akala ay kailangan ipaglaban sa ating bansa. Sapagkat ako rin ay isang naging napalaban kagaya ninyo sa lahat, sa maraming mga bagay, di lamang sa digmaan, kung hindi sa mga iba-ibang bagay. Kanya't ako'y naunawaan ko, I understand. I know how it feels to be fighting for a cause. Kanya't ako rin ay natutuwa, nag-uumapaw ang kagalakan sa aking puso na makakita sa inyo rito. Ako ay natutuwa sa pagdating ninyo rito. Nung tumawag sa akin, ang mga general at si Governor Ali Dimaporo, si Governor Quibranza, at ipinaabot sa akin na kayo ay yang bababa na sa bundok at dala ninyo inyong mga kasama. Ako ay parang napatulo ang luha ko sapagkat alam ko na etong mga nangyayaring ito ay tila ba parang bilin ng Panginoon nasa langit. Bilin ng mas mapagkapangyarihan kaysa sa atin lahat na alam ang mga dahilan kung bakit nangyayari kang anuman sa lupa. Kanya't ngayon ay ako'y natutuwa nga Ngunit yung katuwaan na yan ay aking tutuloy. Iaabot sa inyo sa pamagitan ng pagtutulong sa inyong mga kinakailangan sa inyong bagong buhay. Hindi kayo maaaring matulungan ngayon sa salita lamang, sapagkat alam ko na iniwan ninyo ang inyong mga pamilya sa labanan na ito. Ngayon ay kayo ay lumapit sa akin. Tingnan ang inyong hanap buhay at anumang pang kailangan ninyo. Una-una, yung mga nais magpatuloy ng training sa security forces ay pipiliin para ma-training. Ikalawa, yung nais mag-aral, mabigyan ng scholarship, pipiliin din. Hindi basta-basta sino lamang ang bibigyan ng scholarship, baka mamaya hindi naman mag-aaral. Sayang din naman. Kailangan yung talagang mag-aaral, di ba? Ang bibigyan natin ng scholarship yung magiging talagang magbabasa. Baka mamaya pagpunta rito sa Rojas Boulevard lang ang tuloy parati, gabi-gabi. Huwag naman. Ang bibigyan natin yung mga ating kasama. Bakit? Kapagkat ang mga ating kapatid na Muslim ay naiwan sa pag-aaral, kagaya din ng inyong mga kapatid na kapatid ko doon sa mga tribo, sa Cordillera, sa aking banda, sa may norte. Parayo rin kaming kagaya ninyong kulang sa edukasyon sapagkat sila rin lumaban din at ayaw din magpadala ng mga anak sa paaralan. Ayaw nila sapagkat ika nila. Bakit kami pa-appear yan sa mga dayuhan? Ngayon, nung napalit na nga ang may hawak ng kapangyarihan dito at Pilipino na pala ang may kapangyarihan, ika nila, balik tayo. Kanya't sila ngayon ay yang humahabol. At lahat ng kanilang mga anak pinadadala sa paaralan. Naghahabol sila. Ganyan din ang dapat natin gawin sa mga ating kapatid na Muslim. Humabol tayo. Kapagkat nahuli tayo ng konti. Humabol tayo. Padala natin lahat ng matatalinong mga anak natin sa paaralan. Bigyan natin ng scholarship. At nang magkaroon sila ng mga profesyon, yung mga magiging doktor, mga magiging abogado, magiging inhinyero, magiging mekaniko, magiging mga ating pagbabatayan ng bagong republika. Yan ay kinakailangan. Pipiliin natin. Ikatlo, yun naman mga ating sa ngayon ay may pamilya, ay kinakailangan mabigyan agad ng lalagyan. Bubuksan natin ang mga lupa ng ating pamahalaan. Public lands. Sa lahat na ng mga, kung saan naroon meron, at hihingin ko ngayon, sa ating mga commissioner at mga gobernador, na dalawa, na humanap tayo, let's look for public lands which we shall use as settlements for these returnees in order that they can set up their families. That's the request of the commanders who have spoken. Incidentally, in the speech of Tahir Ali, he spoke of the fact that the Muslim has always been treated as a pirate, an outlaw in the history of our country. I want you to know that I am writing a series of history books known as Tadhana. And in those history books, I paint the Muslim as truly a warrior and a patriot of the Filipino nation, and not as a pirate and an outlaw. And that is why one of our great heroes are the sultans of the Maguindanao and the Maranao. Sultan Kudarat is one of our national heroes. I have proclaimed him so. And you remember him, he was the Sultan who called upon the tribes of Calamianes, Visayas, Luzon, and told them, why do you submit yourselves to the Spaniards? When the Spaniards are the colonizers, they try to divide us. We are one nation. Let us be one nation and fight them together. And this came from a Muslim leader Now coming from a Christian leader, although a Muslim at heart, because I am supposed to have come from the south, you know. The people in the north really were migrants, were migrations from Sarawak. What is my town? My town is Batak. Why is it called Batak? Because it's named after Batak in Sarawak. And supposedly they came from Sarawak and migrated to Ilocos. This is the story of the migrations between the south and the north. And therefore, you and I may not be far from each other. By the accident of history, you are a Muslim and I am a Christian, but that's only an accident. That's only an accident. It is possible that you would have been the Christian and I am the Muslim, but the accident did not turn like that way. So you are now the Muslim and I am the one talking to you. Probably it should have been the other way around. I would have been the rebel and you would have been the president. It could have happened that way too. But those are accidents in history, which only the Creator knows why it happened. And therefore to Him we pray. You were listening when I was talking to the ulamas. And I was telling them the danger here is not inside our country, the danger is outside, danger coming from the communists. The communists are trying to get near the MNLF. You know, they're trying to tie up. Why? They want to use you to destroy our country. They want to use you to wreck the Republic of the Philippines and they will take over. That is the use